Hey guys, we're back with the Screen Team. We're almost done with this show, but we've got one more review to do for you. My name is Chris. I'm being joined by Tatanka right now, and Tatanka and I are going to review the movie Dances with Wolves. And Tatanka, this is...
You're cracking me up with that.
We got Tanika here. Tanika, this is one of your favorite films, right? You love Dances with Wolves,
yes.
Right?
Oh, it's in my top 10.
Why? Why is this movie in your top 10? Why do you feel so strongly?
I think it's because the humanized way that they portrayed the American Indians. Mm-hmm. And I don't think with everything that's going on with our culture and everything right now, they could go back and they can make this.
Right.
And make it that close that without, all the political stuff inside of it. Mm-hmm. So taking all that out of it, just them using, this was really the first time that they've used subtitles. They actually had the language. It was a Lakota language. Mm-hmm. And they used that with subtitles. And this is one of the few times that they've done this. And see, you look at all the other Westerns before this, it's always been, Caucasians playing Indians. And it's just,
right.
And this is the first time that really has pulled in and humanized everybody and showed both sides of the good, the bad, and it's just, It's great.
Yeah. Kevin Costner directed this film. He also stars in this film. Kevin Costner starts the film, I think we're in the heart of the Civil War, basically.
Yes.
He is a soldier for the...
He's a lieutenant.
For the Union, right?
Yes.
And he's gotten shot and he's going to lose his leg, isn't he?
His leg's going to get amputated.
And he's like, you know what? I think I've had enough. See you guys later. He decides to take his horse out. He goes on to the battlefield, basically on a suicide run.
Yeah, he has a Braveheart moment.
He does. He does. But for some reason, divine intervention has come in and said, you know what? I'm not ready for you to come, Kevin. And there's that funny scene. He runs through it, hoping to get shot. He doesn't. And all the other soldiers are like, hey, come back. We want another round. So he's like, all right, let's do it again. And God was with him there,
Yeah.
So he he decides what happened after that.
And he got to keep the horse.
He got to keep the horse, yeah. So he gets sent on a mission to go to a different...
well, he chose to go to the edge of the frontier. Mm-hmm. And that would have taken him to, I guess, about South Dakota, Wyoming, that area.
Beautiful.
And that's where they actually
country.
filmed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is beautiful. 15 miles from Mount Rushmore. I mean...
Yeah. I still remember, and I'm getting off on a sidetrack. I apologize, but when I was younger, my parents took us to Mount Rushmore, and I remember the drive after that. You've seen some of the prettiest country. I remember seeing waterfalls and just beautiful terrain. So if you're ever in that area, soak it up, man. It's beautiful terrain. What are some of your favorite scenes in this movie, Dances with Wolves?
I went back and I watched the extra hour that they added to it.
What?
Yes, I know.
It's already like 3 hours long.
I know,
man.
but they haven't extended. So there's more of you see more of him dancing with the wolf. There's actually wolves. And then there's more of them being after they got married. There's more of that and everything. I don't know. There's so many great things about it.
Yeah. Scenes,
yeah. And then there's a lot of where you just get angry because you're the ignorance of some people and the ignorance on all sides and not wanting to know and could really care less about. They couldn't care. Yeah, you know the term. I'm trying to correct my own grammar, but. They didn't. They only thought about themselves and not about what was going on. And I think one of the most powerful scenes for me was when he went for that post and he said he was going to go to that post and he talked to the general. And wasn't the general was the one who was placing him there, and he ended up committing suicide.
Yeah,
I think that was the most powerful because that really, to me, told the whole scene of what just happened with the Civil War, what just happened with everything that they've been through, PTSDs. I mean, we know about now, but back then they didn't. Yeah. So seeing everything that in that point of view, just, it was beautiful. And the conversations that they had in the tents, teepees. It was great. Yeah.
We have, several villains in this movie, but one of my favorite is played by Wes Studi, who played one of the rival Indians in the rival.
From the Sioux?
Yes, I believe so. He's just he's a bad dude, man.
He is.
Bad dude, but he's so cool. He's such a cool guy, man. So I enjoyed his performance in it as well. Also, Graham Greene, who played Kicking Bird, did a phenomenal job as well. And Mary McDonald, who played Kevin Costner's wife in this movie, she was great too.
Right. She did such an excellent of trying to portray relearning the English language and all of that, and had to do more movement with her hands and more movement with her body language instead of doing. And that's what you saw in most of the movie. A lot of people, I went with several people, and they're like, "Oh, this is too slow. I don't like it. I can't keep up. There's no dialogue." There was plenty of dialogue. It just wasn't, oral. It was just right. It was. Sure. It was all in the acting.
All right. Well, this leads me to my next question then. From that response, does this movie still hold up 30 plus years later?
Yes. Okay. And they put it in 2000, I think 2007. They put it in the National Registry for the U.S. Congress. For the Library of Congress.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you another question. This is a hard-hitting question. A lot of people kind of feel that this movie, Dances with Wolves, won Best Picture. A lot of people feel Goodfellas should have won that year. Are you one of those people, or do you think Dances with Wolves was the rightful winner?
I've seen both of them several times, and I would say Dances with Wolves. Seriously. I would. Because it was groundbreaking. Yeah. They already had other things like Goodfellas out there, where this was something new that they did.
Are you sure? Have you ever seen Avatar? Dances with Wolves stole the whole plot from Avatar. I'm going to leave it on that joke. Thank you very much, Tonica, for being on the show. Dances with Wolves. It's a classic. It's one that, if you haven't seen in a while, definitely, I think you should rewatch it, man, because it's such a great film. Tonica, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for being a good sports. And we'll be back next Saturday at 6 p.m. with another edition of the Screen Team, hopefully. And remember, we want you to know before you go.